Ideas. They are the constructs within our mind that take shape through different experiences we have all been through. Experiences that mold who we are and the people we are destined to become. But how does an idea form? What inspires it to start as only a thought so it can blossom into something so much more? The answer is us. We as a collective have the ability to cultivate sprouting ideas and change environments for the better. One individual has been doing this all his life, and his name is Idris Goodwin. I'm Jalen Koopman, and today I will be discussing the Free Play project and how and why it has become the icon that it is today. We begin with the Who, the creator of this play. Idris Goodwin was born in Detroit, Michigan. And while we all know him as the successful pioneer of theater he is today, what about back in the day, before his awards and his fame? He was often persecuted for his skin color and the way his family was. He did not let that stop him, though, and pursued writing, a pastime that has gotten him through many hardships in his life. He has always relied on his words for explanation in times of crisis. He began as a rapper, focusing his lyrics on the situations going on around him, from violence to brutality to false convictions. He's put his heart and soul into everything he's spoken about. All words, through poetry or plays, have a meaning. And the meaning comes from the heart. By the power of his heart, he was able to create pieces like "And in This Corner, Cassius Clay" and Hype Man, a breakbeat play, which combines his passion for poetry and the performing arts. Where was Goodwin able to express himself and further what would be his future in the entertainment business? Well, that would be in Columbia College in Chicago, where he would go on to earn his Bachelor of Arts in film, video, and screenwriting. He would pursue his love for creative writing until he earned his Master of Fine Arts at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. From there, he was propelled into the world of theater, where he shared his works with whoever would read it and whoever would take the time to listen. With his skill and experiences, he grew a large following, even getting to the point where he would be able to see his pieces come to life right before his eyes. In a stunning feat, Goodwin became the director of the Colorado Springs Fine Arts Center at Colorado College, in which, according to his website, he's the first Black man to hold the position in its 100-year history. By pursuing his dream and wanting to better our world, he's made history. Which brings us to his pieces. The Free Play project was created by Idris Goodwin in hopes for conversation between him and the community to be as direct as possible. It consists of 5 short works, each meant to broaden the audience's horizons and look at certain situations from different perspectives. The first, titled "The Water Gun Song," depicts a parent explaining to their child why something one would see as simple as a water gun can take on another meaning to another person. The second, Act Free, brings up the discussion of what freedom truly means and how it can be twisted by others. The third, which is called Nothing Rhymes with Juneteenth, explains what the historical significance of this holiday is by means of a rap in a school presentation. The last two, #Matter and Black Flag, both bring on the discussion of how what one believes is right can actually damage another, either physically or emotionally. All of these pieces represent a part of Goodwin, things he has witnessed, been a part of, or even experienced himself. Everything he creates has a bit of himself in it, and it is the audience's job to take the part of him and move it forward. Now, Why? Why did he write these stories? What was the purpose in doing so? What does Goodwin have to gain in all of this? Well, calm down. I'm getting there. It's a whole process, you know. I just got to get to it. As mentioned previously, he wanted the Free Play project to be one step closer to speaking directly to the audience and to build discussion between them. When asked why it is that he creates these real stories and characters, he responded by saying it's really about, and I quote, bringing communities together through storytelling. Very, very dynamic, poetic, culturally specific, and honest storytelling, end quote. These stories each deal with racial tension and the way people act when approached with this topic. Some people are uncomfortable with listening to these issues, but then again, that's the point. He wants his audience to fully understand how these situations make him feel and how it has made him feel growing up and witnessing it happening all around him, even to him in some cases. The water gun song deals with how certain individuals see a Black man carrying a water gun and believe it to be an act of terror. While it's anything but, there are people, even today, who believe they are a serious threat. And you can just see that all around our city. You can see people getting approached by police and being convicted of things that they weren't doing. Like it was false accusations, and unfortunately people just roll with it. And it's tough to explain that to a child. How do you go about saying you can't play with this toy because you could get hurt, or even worse? Or with the story Black Flag, there are people who were raised to believe that the Confederate flag is something to cherish and feel pride over. In fact, there was someone in my high school whose phone case was the Confederate flag. Now, I don't know how the hell that was allowed, or how he didn't, get in trouble for it, because, especially because he was flaunting it around. I personally don't understand how he was able to get away with it, although I could take a guess that the instructors who saw it didn't mind, or maybe felt it wasn't hurting anybody. But there are historical implications to it, and there are things that other people don't really think about when they see the flag. They have to see it from both sides, and unfortunately that isn't the case with people today. People only see one side of the story, and they assume that that side is right, but they're not seeing the bigger picture. They're not seeing the people who are hurt by these kinds of things. And especially earlier in the year, when it came to what was it, a NASCAR incident? One of the drivers, wasn't he racially attacked, or like, I forgot what the exact situation was. I believe someone put a Confederate flag in his trailer. I think that was the one. I could be wrong, but yeah, there are people today that will go out of their way just to antagonize somebody because they believe a different thing, or because they grew up believing a certain thing. And that's not okay. Like, you have to know that what you're doing is wrong. But because there are people who have grown up being, no, I grew up to believe this is right, then they believe that it's right. And if someone tries to go confront them about it, they'll just be like, no, you're wrong. Even though it's, they don't see the bigger picture. They're just so secluded in their own cube of intolerance that they don't want to see it. Goodwin's hope is that if he can reach a younger audience and get them to see what he sees, the same can happen to their parents or older family members, or even just older members of the audience. These are serious issues, even today. The Free Play project is more relevant now than it has ever been. In a time where the place we live in is fractured, Goodwin's work is the cement that can fix it. It all starts with one person, one kid who can reach out to other kids, who can then discuss it with their families and other people. And sooner or later, it just grows into this big thing. And people are able to have a discussion about what is truly right, not by themselves, but what is right for the majority and what is right for everybody. More people need this play. They need to experience it and understand what they do not already. If he is able to reach the young, the old should be able to grab it as well. We live in such a dangerous time where if we believe one thing, there's a group of people who believe the opposite, and then they'll terrorize you, or they'll terrorize the country to prove that what they believe is right, but it's not. It's not. It's hurting everybody more. Like, I I don't know how else to put it, but like, these are serious issues that maybe some people don't really think about. And it's really unfortunate because we've only got so much time on this planet. We have such short lives if you think about it. And we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So why not make the best of today, do right by other people, and try to actually make a change? Try to actually bring about a sense of just togetherness. Instead of tearing people down and picking on them and bullying them, we just come together. And that's what Idris Goodwin is trying to do with this play. He wants to bring up these topics and bring about a discussion and try to better humanity as a whole. Thank you.